Hi folks, welcome back to the Carver's Woodshop. This is Arlene once again. I just want to share with you, this is for the beginner that has never carved before in their life. I took a different approach. I'm outside now, it's a nice day today, and I want to share with you roughly what's all involved with carving. What we're going to do for a simple project is a wooden shoe. Now these are really kind of fancy, but we're not going to do anything this extreme. But we're going to show you how to cut one out on a bandsaw, how to carve one up, and it will give you a real good idea of how to handle that block and how to turn that thing around every time you want to use your knife. The first thing that we have to do is get you set up with the right tools. This is basic 101. First of all, you need a carver's glove. I don't have one here, and my friend has it who has been carving, and I don't wear one when I teach, and I don't wear the thumb guard either, but you should. As a beginner, I would highly recommend that you do. The thumb guard just pulls over your thumb like this, so when you go to carve and pull it to yourself, you won't cut yourself. Okay, so get one of these. You can get these at a supply house anywhere for about $2 maybe at the most. The other thing that you would want to do is to get 2 stationary knives. This is more of a roughing knife, and this is more of a detail knife. It's a smaller knife. Your other knife is a bit larger and it can take off more wood. Now I have some other videos up on how to sharpen these, and if you go to sharpening number 2, the secrets of sharpening, I have all the links on this video as it's going through that you can click into, that you can go to these other videos that I have up. But in order to do the shoe, we do everything. The other thing you need is a good strop. You can make one out of yourself out of leather, and I also have another video of that I'll put a link up for that as well. But really, these 2 knives, you want stationary knives. You do not want pocket knives as a beginner. Okay, this whole series is going to be with the basics of wood carving. I do everything strictly with a knife. So when we do this project, we're not going to cut out the inside. We're just going to do the outside, and it will teach you how to flip that carving over. This is actually 2 pieces. It's together. My folks are from Holland, so I thought, what a perfect thing to work on is a wooden shoe. My dad even wears them around the farm yet, believe it or not. He gets some strange looks, but I think it's pretty cool. He's able to walk on grass and everything. The reason they wore wooden shoes in Holland years ago, I heard it was a cheap way to put something on your feet, and it kept your feet warm in the winter and dry in the springtime because the water wouldn't seep through. So they had a dual purpose. And my dad said when they got into fights, they would take them off and club each other with it. So it had a 3-way purpose for sure. Some of the stories my dad tells me. But the carving these won't be difficult to do, and really if you're a new beginner, this would be a perfect thing to learn how to do. You can follow me on Twitter at Carver's Woodshop. Carver's Woodshop on Twitter if you want to follow me there on my next projects and all. But we're going to do something about maybe half the size of this. But make sure you have your knives. Now, the other thing I want to tell you is when you buy your knives, don't buy them from a regular hobby store because they're not going to be the quality you want. You want to buy a good knife, a good stationary knife, one that won't fold, not a pocket knife because they can fold on you. But you just want a regular stationary knife if you can find it. Now, if you only can afford one, I would go something with a little bit smaller. They can do both detail and the roughing out. It'll just take you a little bit longer. So we're going to cut this out on the bandsaw. If you don't have a bandsaw, you can do it on a copying saw or on a scroll saw, or find a buddy of yours that may have a bandsaw. That's one of the purchases that most carvers will put money into right on the onset. So we're going to start this project. It's for the beginner in mind, so if you have anybody else that is interested in carving or even thought about carving, make sure they get the glove and the thumb guard, the 2 knives, the strop, and and I'll show you how to use that as we go along in our series. And then I'm going to go down to the shop now, and I'm going to cut one of these out on a smaller scale, enough that you can hold on to it. You know, the only other thing with the carving glove I want to explain to you is it will prevent you from cutting yourself but not stabbing yourself. And I'll explain that more later in the next tape. But so get your gear together, and the next time we come up with a video, we'll start on the project. Okay, so join along. And again, this is for the beginner, absolute first project. If you've never done anything in your life, this is the one you want to do. Okay, bye bye.